family, welcome to your Tarot and Oracle card reading for the week starting February 8th, 2026. We're going to do all signs with the timestamps in the description below. I recommend you watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture. This is just a quick touch base. What is coming in for you this week, what advice is, and an Oracle card. If you want a fuller picture, check out your monthly or mid-month reading as well. God, Spirit, Universe, please bring truth, clarity, and wisdom to this reading for my Zodiac family and help us navigate to our highest and most blessed timeline. Thank you, Spirit. So we're going to start with beautiful Aries. Aries, you start with the King of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. The King of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles could be divine counterparts. And swords is like your mind, your wit, your intelligence, information coming in, gaining clarity, getting downloads. And the Queen of Pentacles is what you are manifesting, what you are creating. It feels like for a lot of you, like I said, divine counterparts, you could be co-creating with other, but you could also, this is you. Like King of Swords is the master of your mind, or creating a mastermind, becoming a prolific content creator, because swords is information, and teaching, also authority, like being an authority, stepping into a more authoritative role with creation. The Queen of Pentacles is a creator. All the queens are creators. And the Pentacles is earth, densified, manifest reality. So it really does feel like becoming the authority in your work. King of Swords to the Queen of Pentacles. This could be using your wit, your intelligence, your wisdom to teach others with whatever it is you're creating, writing a book, creating a system, a podcast, something like that. Whatever it is, it definitely brings powerful manifestation, because these are two very, very powerful cards. All right. Real authority in your life. And for a lot of you, it really does feel like stepping into an authority role where you are the creator of this life. And then you have Judgment, waking up to who you really are, waking up to your true calling, remembering what you are here for. There is a strong sense of remembering and re-emergence with the Judgment card. And this could be something that you totally forgot about. This could be something that you wanted to do when you were a child. And now you're just remembering. When Gabriel blows his horn, you can't even stay in your coffin. Like, this is destined. And this is definitely kind of disruptive to where you were in such a good way. Waking up to you. Followed by the Ace of Pentacles, a seed. And again, Pentacles is that earth element, densified manifest reality, planting a seed that is going to grow. So waking up to your purpose and then starting something new. This is this is a really, really good energy, because I could see you feeling really excited about it, really empowered by it, super creative. The Queen of Pentacles is super creative. The King of Swords is super empowered. So it's like remembering what makes you happy, what makes your soul sing, what you're good at, in some way. And then your advice cards, you have the Six of Wands. Show your skill, stand on stage, let other people see you. The Six of Wands has beat out the competition and has come back from war victorious. And he's being celebrated, or she's being celebrated. So allow yourself to face the competition, allow yourself to move into an arena where it's a contest. Trust that you will win. Take the accolades. Again, step onto the stage, and you have the Ace of Wands. Start something new. Go in that direction of your passions, because the Wands is passionate. And then you have the Knight of Wands. Again, go in the direction of your passions. Like, this is extremely fiery energy. And you are being told not to, waste time anymore. This is action and activity. Be active. And really, with the Ace of Wands, it's like a new project. or a new job or a new way of using your body, right? And so it's, again, you have two seeds here, you know, two aces, but also two gifts from spirit, because the aces are always handed to us from spirit. So spirit is like giving you new beginning energy, the fire and the vibrance to be able to, you know, do this for a long time. And the excitement, you know, the Knight of Wands is very excited, almost unstoppable. Like nothing can stop the Knight of Wands except for you, right? So you're being told to be unstoppable and to, like, this is go time. Whatever you've been waiting to start, this is the moment, okay? And then you have Raven Shaman. You are the creator and the magician. Use your gifts for good. There is power in your wisdom and words. All right. Seriously, there's power in your wisdom and words. That strong, empowered King of Swords energy. Use your words, use your wisdom, share that with other people. Connect with the elemental spirits and glide through the void. Claim your place as keeper of the mysteries. So whatever that means for you, beautiful Aries, it certainly feels like Spirit wants you to know you have what it takes. You have the authority, you have the wisdom, you have something that other people want. And now is the time to go after it and put yourself on that pedestal and be seen. All right. So very, very, very good for you, beautiful Aries. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Well, beautiful Taurus, do you have some powerful cards? As usual, you've been having such transformative and meaningful cards coming up for you in the last few months. And this might take the cake. All right. You have Wheel of Fortune, which is the end of a chapter, the beginning of a new one. Things in your life changing, like the wheel is spinning. The great wheel in the sky is the astrological wheel, and it feels, beautiful Taurus, like divine timing. The cosmos are aligning to bring massive change into your life. Then you have the Death card. So this also change and transformation. It's not really death. What this is releasing the old you, releasing the old sense of identity so that you can step into the new skin of Taurus for some of you, so that you can step into a new role, a new sense of, I want to say, sense of duty and responsibilities for some of you. Whatever it is, like you are now ready for this. You weren't before, you know, and things are never going to be the same again after the Wheel of Fortune and the Death card. All right. And then you have the Lovers. You're at a crossroads where you're going to make a choice. The Lovers, yes, it can bring love, and it can bring partnership and healthy community and healthy relationships, like the union with your higher self and with other you're now ready for in a new way. Even if you're in a healthy, intimate relationship with someone, but maybe you don't have a powerful community presence, this is an indication that you are ready for that. But also the Lovers are always at a crossroads, and whatever choice you make, it's going to be irreversible. It's like setting your navigational system on a ship, where even if you make a little change, it's going to really change the trajectory of your life in the future. And we don't always get that opportunity. When the Lovers comes in, it says that you actually have an opportunity to change the trajectory of your life. And then you have the World card. So that's like the Wheel of Fortune all grown up. The World card is the ending of a book and the beginning of a new one. So you have chapter closing and book closing and beginning of new one. So this is intense. That's so intense. I don't even know what to say about that. Like, beautiful Taurus, what is happening? What is happening here? Like, this crossroads energy, it is, you really are told to follow your heart and do what is right only for you. It's extremely authentic energy. in the Rider-Waite version of this card, it is Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden choosing between two trees, the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. But there is an angel over them blessing them. Whatever you choose, it's a blessing. And whatever your choice is, it's going to take you home. It's going to take you to your highest and most blessed timeline with the world and the Wheel of Fortune here. But only if you choose what is right for you, not what other people expect for you. You know, what's expected? Well, I'm expected to be this. You're expected to be that. You know, what will the neighbors think type of thing? You know what I mean? Like, you really truly have to check in with yourself with whatever choice you're facing right now. And remember, Adam and Eve ended up feeling kicked out, ostracized, broken up with, fired, disowned, all that kind of energy, right? When they were expelled from the Garden of Eden, but they then got to proceed. The fool got to proceed on the fool's journey, and it turned into the hero's journey after that. You know what I mean? It's like now you are literally, your path ascends to the point where you are now, like you've reached a point of maturity and responsibility. For some reason, that word is coming to me for some of you. And karmic alignment with your most authentic and meaningful timeline. Okay. And then your advice cards. You have 7 of Cups, 6 of Cups, and Queen of Cups. So this is very heart-centered and emotional energy. And again, telling you to follow your heart. Don't listen to what other people would want from you, right? You're at a crossroads. You have to follow your heart. So that's number 1. All right, your emotional guidance system. The Queen looks at the cup. Look at her. She's not looking at anything but the cup. And that's how she feels about things. Because how she feels about things is the most important thing in the world. And the reason for that is because if something doesn't feel right, she knows that she needs to go in the other direction. If something feels great or good or fulfilling, she knows that she's on the right path. And that's how she checks in with herself. She checks in with her heart. And you're being told to follow your heart right now. And it's going to be, you know, it's going, you know, I get this saying, 2 paths diverged in a wood, and I chose the path less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. You know, I don't always get this message with the Lover's card, but it is the path less traveled for a lot of you. You know, having to beat your own path. It's not a well-paved, well-trodden path for you, you know. But I know that you will know it because it makes your heart sing, you know. And then the 7 of Cups is you have many choices. Spoiled for choice, right? But you need to practice your intuition. And your intuition is a strong part of your emotional guidance system. You need to silence the voices around you and go within when you are making your choices. And the 6 of Cups is remember who you are. Remember who you were when you were a child. Remember what you loved, what you wanted to be when you were a child, you know, before it was beaten out of you or taught out of you or just forgotten. You know, the younger we are, the closer we are to spirit, the closer we are to home, the closer we are to Fool energy, where we have greater wisdom, you know. And so it does feel like an opportunity for soul retrieval, soul recognition, self-awakening, that kind of thing. And also, this could be somebody coming back from your past or something coming back from your past that Spirit wants to highlight for you. You know, this might be something that is really good for you. The Lovers is the 6 in the major arcana. So all of the 6s are an aspect of the Lover's card. So this is the Lovers of your heart. You know, a choice, a crossroads. Follow your heart. And then again, the Queen of Cups. All the queens are also creators. They're very creative energy. You know, they're aligned with the Empress, the part of God that creates the universe, the cosmos, right? So it's a very creative impulse. Create through love. Create what you love. Be creative in some way that helps you to tune into your heart or to share it with other people. Whatever you are creating, bring love into the process as well. But more than anything, follow your heart and only pay attention to that cup. That's the only thing that matters. Beautiful Taurus. All right. And then your oracle card, Unicorn, infinite possibilities. And I would say so with the Wheel of Fortune and the World card, like you are at the precipice of your future, right? So think about what you want your future to look like. Remember, envision, remember as you move forward that you are stepping into your future. So step in the direction you want your future to go in. You are the sovereign of the seen and unseen worlds. The magic of love surrounds you. Beauty transforms you. Listen to the spirits of light. Abandon the darkness. There may be a message there in what you're choosing, okay? And go beyond the ordinary and become the legendary. And you can see the butterflies in here too. You've changed, beautiful Taurus. You are different. You are powerful. Just remember this about yourself. All right. And the possibilities are infinite. So thank you so much for being here, beautiful Taurus. Thank you for being you. And I'll see you next time. Peace. All right, Gemini. This week, you have 10 of Pentacles. So it's reaching the ending of a creative process. It's having a full harvest in some way. It's a real blessing, and it could be a real influx of resources, an influx of wealth, or a big payoff. But it's also creative, real creative energy. Like you are, you've been working on some type of creation, and now there's like a wave of that creation coming into manifestation for a lot of you. And with the 10 of Pentacles, this feels like something you've been working on for a long time. It doesn't happen overnight. Then you have 3 of Pentacles. This is co-creating with spirit, and also or using your mind, body, and spirit to bring something into this world or to bring something to life. It's like if you were pregnant, this is probably the week that you are going to give birth. That kind of energy. The 3 of Pentacles is also letting other people see your work, putting your work on display, sharing your work with the world, or your product or your creation with the world. And then you have the King of Pentacles. Gosh darn it, Gemini. This is the Midas touch. Okay? This week, you have the Midas touch. If there is anything that you want to build and grow, like have a green thumb in bringing to life, this is the week to do it. The King of Pentacles is the master of manifestation, the master of creation. So this is like, having your own business, being your own boss in some way, or being extremely wise and empowered and sovereign in the creative process. Really, really stepping up to a much higher role. And it really does feel like, whatever it is that you're working on this week is going to truly, truly pay off. If not immediately, with the 10 of Pentacles there, if not immediately, pretty darn quickly. All right. However, there is a side message here with the 10 of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. This is slow burning energy. The 10 of Pentacles starts out as a seed, as the Ace of Pentacles, and it takes a long time for it to grow into a forest and to create a full harvest. And the King of Pentacles also has been working on things for a long time. So the caveat is if you've been working on this for a long time, if this is something that you have built from the ground up, you have put a lot into it, then the payoff will be pretty right on and immediate. And, it's like flowering, blooming, blossoming fruit right now. However, if this isn't something that you have been dedicating yourself to and putting resources into for a while, this is the perfect time to start it. Okay. The King of Pentacles does take a while. So there you go. And then you have Two of Swords, time to make a choice, time to cut something out. Time, it's like you've been holding two energies off for a while. There's been an uneasy truce between two people, two situations, two institutions, two ideas, two roles, two roles that you play, two hats that you wear, that kind of thing. That now is the time to cut it out, and you will be brought to a point of doing that this week. Not just given the opportunity, but shown that, oh, okay, this other thing has got to go. You always knew, or you've known for maybe a minute, which of the two needs to go, but you just weren't quite ready to let it go yet. But now it's going to be apparent that it is most certainly time to release that thing. And that's good. That's going to free up your energy, free up your mind, to dedicate more fully to the thing that is more beneficial to your life. Okay. And then you have advice cards. You have Two of Wands, step through the portal. This is the time. The time is now. Don't delay. Eight of Cups, walking away from what no longer serve. And I'm sure that this has to do with the Two of Swords. Whatever doesn't serve you, this is the time to release it in your life. This is a good opportunity to do so without drama, without trauma, and before things get worse, whatever that may be, before, damage is done. All right. And yeah, this could be uncomfortable. The Two of Swords and the Eight of Cups could be uncomfortable because these cups once filled your heart. You probably invested a lot with the Eight of Cups. You probably spent time, energy, resources, and loved whatever those cups were, right? But there's just nothing left in there for you anymore. Just know that. And then the Knight of Cups. Go after your Holy Grail. Go on the quest for whatever it is that makes your heart sing. Pursue what you love. That is your advice this week. Walk away from what doesn't serve. This is so textbook. And pursue what you love, right? The time is right. Circumstances have aligned. The cosmos has determined that the time is now for whatever that is. And then you have Elephant, greatness. I like that. And that also reminds me of Ganesha spirit also. Who is the remover of obstacles. Love is your strength. Leadership is your path. Your wisdom inspires everyone you meet. You can overcome any problem. You will naturally and easily achieve success. And that is so true. So just know that about you. Trust that about you. Beautiful Gemini. You've got this. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being you, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Okay, beautiful Cancer. You have some great cards coming in this week. You have Four of Swords, which is like resting and recovering. It's like healing energy too, like you could experience a healing. Also connecting to spirit, connecting to your gods, guides, and guards. This could just be really receiving messages, or your intuition is on fire, or energies that were causing disruption and distraction are removed so that you can experience silence and hear the voice within and hear spirit speaking in your life. It's a very healing energy. Then you have Six of Wands. This is coming back from a war or a battle victorious, beating out your competition. After a contest or a test of some sort, passing it with flying colors, being the champion in some way, standing on a stage so that other people can celebrate you also. It's being raised and placed on a pedestal, and being celebrated. Six of Wands is like victory, and it builds up your passion. You know, it gives you what you need to have more confidence in yourself and more juice on the path that you're on. You know, it's like when you experience a win in life, that gives you what you need to step up and do better and keep going and be more victorious. Like a lot of athletes will sit in the parking lot of whatever stadium they're about to compete in and envision themselves being crowned or getting the ribbon or the medal, you know, or standing on the pedestal and being clapped for, so that they can experience that before they even compete, because by experiencing that, it feeds the confidence body, it feeds your competitive edge and all that, but you're actually getting that win. So it's really, really going to give you what you need to move forward powerfully. And then you have the Nine of Cups. So beautiful Cancer, pause the video and make a wish, because this is a wish card and you never waste a wish. A wish comes true. You get wish fulfillment this week. Like, I love this card and I wish all the time. You should see me in a field of dandelions. My husband and son are like, can we please move on? And I'm like, wait, there's more seeds to blow. Like, you know, wishes are such a blessing. And the fact that you have wish fulfillment, it feels like you have maybe even more than one wish fulfillment because you have such good cards. But recognize when your dream comes true, or your wish is granted, or your miraculous healing takes place, you know, or you win against all the odds, whatever that is, you know, look for that and make those wishes. And then you have the Fool, a bright, brand new beginning. The Fool is so optimistic and energized, and the Fool is on a path that other people can't see. Only the Fool can see this, which is why people call him or her the Fool. But the Fool is the wisest one in the king's court. The Fool laughs when everyone else is stunned or scared or crying, because he understands this is all a comedy. This is all a game. And so there's lightness of heart, you know, there's trust and spirit. And when you step off the cliff, the path will appear beneath your feet. And other people don't see the path because only the Fool can see the Fool's own path, right? So it's like you're going to take a leap of faith that other people might not appreciate. Other people might not see it for you. But it feels like with the Six of Wands, you know, like this might be giving you the vision to understand what your path is or what your direction is, or knowing that spirit has your back, you know, and that the universe has created a way for you. This is the beginning of a journey. You're about to embark on a new journey, right? No matter what else you have going on in your life, there is a direction that you will take toward fulfilling your dreams, your heart's desire, you know, your new intention, whatever that is. And then you have advice cards. You have Five of Swords. So the need to get clear and to gain clarity. And that's perfect because you have Four of Swords here, connecting with spirit and getting that clarity. So do that. Take the time to do that. Again, like I said, silence the voices all around. Right? And take the time to center yourself, ground yourself, and just listen to spirit or listen to your higher self. The Five of Swords can be very confusing. All the fives are kind of messy energy, and the swords is your mind and communications. So understand that communications can be scrambled and that you could receive mixed signals or mixed messages. So be very mindful. Just practice mindfulness this week. All right. Definitely remember this. Four of Wands, make a commitment. Say yes to the to the proposal. You know, you could have applied for a job in the past or filed for something, and now it is being presented to you. Like somebody could call you and say, I'm offering you a job with the Four of Wands. It is commit to the contract, whatever that may be. You know, it's often seen as a wedding card because that's where people commit to a person. But it can also be a homecoming or a housewarming card where you commit or recommit or reground into a place. You know, I see it as, again, accepting the job offer, committing to a workplace, committing to a career path, you know, starting school, committing to a, you know, a path of education, that kind of thing, right? It's time to ground your energy in some way, because the wands are always flying or being carried or being used or worked with. And in this case, you're digging for posts or for holes, and you're putting your posts in there and watering them, and your wands are going to sprout roots and become permanent. So make that commitment. Spirit wants you to. You know, if you have cold feet, you're about to get married, Spirit says, don't worry about it. This is correct for you. This is right for you. Then you have Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles with the Five of Swords is like, do your homework, do your research, check your inventory. Take a look at what's coming in and going out. Take a look at your workflow. You know, this is like watching your garden grow and seeing what seeds are sprouting. And the seeds that are sprouting, you know, those are the ones that you make your priority. The ones that haven't sprout, you move that soil aside and you reseed those areas. You know, it's like really mind your resources, mind your time, you know, mind your intentions, your garden. And this also could be an early harvest energy, right? So like look for your early harvest. That's not the full harvest. If you get a payout this week, understand that there will be more later. You know, because after the Seven of Pentacles comes the 8, 9, and 10, where your full harvest comes. So, you know, understand that whatever you get now, there's more to come. But it really does feel, because you have the Five of Swords, get clarity about how your resources are being spent and how your garden is growing. All right. And then you have Polar Bear Mystic. Polar Bear Mystic. Very Cancerian card, in my opinion. Know that challenges make you stronger. Have faith when you face adversity. Yes, where is that card? Okay, have faith. You're going to come out on top with the Six of Wands. Take time to rest, dream, and renew your strength. Recovery, Four of Swords. Embrace your psychic abilities. You carry the shaman within. Polar Bear. And I also feel like Polar Bear, they go into their cave, they go into their snow hut or whatever for long periods of time and just don't do a lot. You know, this is definitely a time of, like, I don't see a lot of activity here in your advice area. It feels like a time to go within. That's where your answers will be. That's where your time is best spent. So thank you for being here, beautiful Cancer. Thank you for being you, and I'll see you next time. Peace. All right, beautiful Leo. You've got some lovely cards here. Six of Swords, going to calmer shores, like finding peace, removing yourself from upsetting situations, from drama, trauma, conflict, competition, and like overcoming the messy mental energy that you might have had recently, getting clarity through silence, through centeredness, through stepping away from the noise of other people. And then you have the Ace of Wands, which is the beginning of a new project, the beginning of a new job, the beginning of a new way of using your body, and the Knight of Wands, going after what you're really passionate about, being on a quest for fire, on a quest for victory, on a quest for what you are most passionate about. So this is like you starting a journey toward what you have been waiting for. You know, you have the Knight of Swords right after the Ace of Swords. The Knight of Swords is ready to go, and it happens quickly, right? So the Ace of Swords is like, whatever you start, it feels like a physical activity. That's why I say a new job, right? Because it's how you use your body, how you use your energy, and how you expel your energy, followed with the Knight of Swords, this beginning. And I'll say this also, the wands are magic wands. So you are creating magic in your life. You know, when we use our body toward our intentions, magical things can happen, and it's very empowering. Okay. So when you start this new thing, right, quick momentum happens. The Knight of Wands is very fast on his horse. So unstoppable energy. So it's like you pulled back the rubber band and released it, and you're going to go far. Whatever you start with the Ace of Wands, it's going to go far with the Knight of Wands. Okay. And you're going to be really happy. You're going to be on fire. Very, like I said, passionate about what you have going on. And what did I want to say just now? Oh yeah, this could be like, if this is about relationships or that kind of thing, this is, let's just say, phallic, very phallic energy. Okay. So, you know, I'm just, you know, for some of you, all right, because you have the 10 of Cups after, which is deep love, deep fulfillment. So this could be the start of a passionate new relationship that moves very, very quickly. And this is a relationship that you came in to manifest in this life. Soulmate energy, you know, like lasting love relationship energy. Okay. It could be. It really, I mean, you have all the indicators here. Now, if this is not love or relationships, right? Because again, this is like using your body. If this is a job, this is going to be, this is going to lead you to a great fulfillment, to dreams coming true, to wishes coming true, finding your dream job, like you're really good at it. You know what I mean? Or anything that you start with your body, like an exercise routine or a side hustle, or, you know, cleaning up the house, creating a situation around your community or something like that, whatever that may be, community garden, whatever. It's really going to lead to a lot of fulfillment. Okay. The 10 of Cups is like the full harvest of your heart's desire, you know. So major wish fulfillment. And I love this for you. You know, this is right around Valentine's Day too. So I love it. I just absolutely love this. And also the 10 of Cups is like multiple wishes coming true, dreams coming true, that kind of thing. So it's like you're going to feel so fulfilled and so on fire for what the future holds next, you know. With the Knight of Wands and the 10 of Cups, it's like you're one thing builds on the other. You know, 10s normally is an ending that leads to a new beginning, but it's very sustainable with the Knight of Wands. So I love it. And then your advice cards. You have the Hermit, which is shine your light for others to see. Be a teacher, share your wisdom. It's spiritual. You've ascended a mountain. It can be lonely at the top of a mountain. For some of you, this Ace of Wands could be a promotion to a higher position that you're really good at, that brings you a lot of success. And that can be lonely. You know, you can lose friends along the way, you can, you know, stand apart, or the people in your life aren't feeding your soul in the way that is required for you to live your highest and most blessed timeline. So you may have to release some of those people or spend less time in those situations, those places, those institutions, whatever they may be. You will know, you know, practice maturity, be mature right now. With the Hermit, Spirit knows that you're all grown up and that you know what to do, how to do it. Like there is a lot of maturity with the Hermit card. So Spirit wants you to step into that role and to be that now. It's very disciplined energy. And then you have the Hierophant. So the Hermit with the Hierophant is be a teacher. Teach other people spiritual topics. Show other people the wisdom that you've gained on your spiritual journey. Create content around your spiritual evolution, so that they can see the path and hopefully follow in your footsteps and ascend to the top of the mountain. Also the Hierophant is a teacher. Just teach people. It doesn't have to be necessarily spiritual. It can just be, the way. You are a conduit to the wisdom of the Hermit, and Spirit doesn't want you to hide your light under a bushel so that other people can't find the way. Spirit wants you to show your work, And also it feels like with the Hierophant bridges us to Spirit, so it could be like reach out to Spirit, connect with your gods, guides, and guards, pray, meditate, I will always default to that message because you can't go wrong with that anyways, so maybe Spirit wants to hear from you right now. And then you have King of Cups. So feel your feelings, maybe do some soul retrieval, look at your dreams, see if you can remember your dreams. And then understand your dreams, interpret your dreams, look for the signs and synchronicities all around you, get into your subconscious and do some house cleaning in there, really, release things that no longer serve your deep, you in the depths of who you most authentically are. Dig deep, do some shadow work, but also the King of Cups is the master of his heart, So full maturity in love. So again, it takes me back to that potential for a beautiful relationship, right? Emotional maturity. And I definitely got the energy there of the Hermit, maturity, and the King of Cups is emotional maturity. Practice emotional maturity. So, forgiveness, and recognize that all hearts are valid, all feelings are valid, and honor the fact that other people are on different paths as well. There's so much to the King of Cups. Sobriety, practice sobriety, because the King of Cups can drag you down into, like I said, that subconscious energy, that unconscious energy that's not very healthy either. So definitely with the Hermit here and the King of Cups, stay sober. You don't need to drink or to alter your consciousness at all with the Hermit and the King of Cups. Okay. And then you have Swan, grace. Love it. You who glides across the waters of my soul, bring me your wisdom and light. Help me transform into elegance and grace. Inspire me with dignity and the spirit of beauty. So be dignified, know that that's who you are. That's definitely a part of your soul, of your emanation in this life. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being you, and I'll see you next time. Peace. All right, beautiful Virgo, you have Two of Wands. So a door is opening for you. A portal will open, Virgo, that makes way for you to step through what maybe was closed to you up until this point. So there is an opportunity, and divine timing has aligned for you to now, it's like you've waited, you've waited a minute, you didn't see the way perhaps, and now you do. The light is shining on this opportunity for you, and you have High Priestess. You are tapped in, tuned in, turned on to messages from Spirit, like you're remembering your dreams, you're understanding what they mean, you're seeing signs and synchronicities, you're hearing messages and songs. Like you could look at a person perhaps and understand if they mean you harm or not harm. You know what I mean? Like there is a real strong lighting up in the area of your inner knowing. There's also a real divine feminine energy here of passive reception. Like this, there's not a lot of activity in this way. Like you just, the quieter you are and the more you silence the outside world, you know, it's so much louder for you. The messages from spirit are so much clearer for you. And it feels like this week is going to bring you that. Okay. And I say that because you also have the moon, but before the moon, we have 5 of Wands, which is a conflict, competition, a contest. The 5s are always messy energy, right? And in the Wands, this is like how you use your body, how you do your work, how you expel energy, how you move forward on your path. You know, there's fire here, so activity. Fire is very active, right? And unpredictable. So the 5 of Wands could be like the need to step into the arena where your competitors are gaining on you, you know, the need to take a test perhaps, or to do a contest. It feels like an opportunity to come out on top, most assuredly. And we'll talk about your oracle card and your advice cards here in a minute, but it's a temporary energy too. The 5 of Wands in the traditional Rider-Waite version is just a bunch of people practicing fighting with sticks instead of swords. So it's like a safe space for you to flex your muscle, to get better at what you're doing. You know, you could be like trying to refine your workout routine, or you're really trying to dig deep and become self-disciplined in your workout routine, your work routine, how you use your body, even time management, really. You know, like really trying to drill down and figure out how to make things work. And always in the 5s, you're gaining wisdom. You're gaining wisdom. And here with the owl, you can see that, you know, it's like you're getting better, whatever you're doing, and your expertise is growing, right? Just sometimes it doesn't come easy, right? It's just not given to you. So you really need to step up and do the work. And there is work involved with Wands, right? So you could have more work than usual. Now, I'm not seeing 9 of Wands or 10 of Wands, right? It's not like, oh, you're burning the candle at both ends and getting up early to do work or not. And hey, if you are in business for yourself, it's great to be doing more work than usual, because this could potentially be more activity in your business, in your side hustle, in whatever it is that you, if you're a content creator or something like that as well, right? So also it could be like messages, like Wands could be bringing you messages and news, and you could be receiving mixed messages, right? So, you know, the need to stay clear and focused. And then you have the moon. Now, the High Priestess with the moon is, again, really, I mean, any card with the High Priestess, of any card to pair with the High Priestess, the moon is the card. The moon says everything the High Priestess says. Deep intuitive understanding, deep intuitive empowerment, and also fear. Overcoming your fear, stepping through the dark forest, like stepping onto the path that goes through the dark forest, in spite of the fact that it's scary. You know, it's being courageous. It's being scared and doing it anyway. And that could have something to do with the 5 of Wands, you know, like this could be like, you know, it feels like if you have a karate class or something like that, you know, you have to spar with someone else, and maybe you're not used to actually fighting, you know, so you could be really intimidated by that, but you do it anyway, and it makes you wiser and more mature in this area and empowered. Also with the moon, there is rewilding yourself. You know, this is like in the traditional Rider-Waite, there is a dog and a wolf, and they're both howling at the moon. Because when a wolf howls at the full moon, a dog, once he hears that, he can't help himself. He starts to howl too. It brings it out of him, the werewolf energy, right? So there is this energy of like bringing out your most primal energy, your most primal identity, and your most primal sense of empowerment to face this kind of challenge, you know, and that's a very, very good thing. You know, it reminds you that there is more to you than meets the eye. There is more to you. When you dig deep, you can go so much deeper. Okay. And then your advice cards, you have Empress. So create. Step into the creative process. If you haven't been already, you know, be creative. Start making, and also start making the world in the image that you want it to be. Start creating the world that you want to create. You know, the Empress is the goddess of creation, and she creates the world through light codes, through intention. Like she creates the template for the world, for the cosmos, and then the Emperor comes along and solidifies it into densified manifest reality. So all you have to do is envision the world that you want. Practice gratitude, you know, say your thank yous, even if it's not manifest yet. Thank you for this, thank you for that, even if it's not manifest yet. That's real Empress energy. And also practice self-care and treat yourself with the dignity that you deserve. You know, demand that other people treat you with the dignity that you deserve, beautiful Virgo. This is a very Virgo energy too. Be yourself, be authentically yourself. You know, this is extreme Virgo energy. So, you know that you are enough and that you are good enough too. Because then you have the Seven of Swords, this energy of imposter syndrome, like not seeing yourself clearly. And with the Empress, know that you are smarter than you think, you're stronger than you think, you're wiser than you think, you know, all those things, right? Just know that. The Seven of Swords is also a mental challenge, taking a test or an exam. So again, be ready, you know, practice. I really think practice makes perfect. And that's what this is, right? So, you know, practicing will put you on top for sure. And also with the Seven of Swords, this is a mental challenge where it's hard for you to see things clearly. So don't act on things that you can't see clearly, because there could be an energy of liar, cheater, stealer here. Okay. So just be aware of that and don't jump head first into a pool. You don't know how deep it is, right? Be smart. Beautiful Virgo. Okay. And then the Magician. Where focus goes, energy flows. You see, this Magician is pointing to the sky, channeling her divine spark, right? And she's envisioning, again, that energy of envisioning, and I really get that for you. And I have my Sun in Virgo. I'm definitely going to be doing this. Envisioning this garden up here in her mind, and then pointing down here, and the garden grows and manifests. That's what you're being told to do. Picture yourself, picture the world as you want it to be. Honestly, like that's it, right? Channel your divine spark, your ability to manifest through acting, through working, through putting emotion behind it, through putting passion behind it, and blood, sweat, and tears behind it. That's your magic. You are a powerful magician. Remember that. So the Magician would not be in your advice row unless Spirit was trying to tell you that you have the magic, you have the ability to do this, right? And then you have Tiger, fire. I choose to be unstoppable. My passion is my power. I am bold. I am brave. Mighty forces come to my aid. So you're not doing this alone. You are not alone, beautiful Virgo. You are, and even if you were, like I said, you're more powerful than you think you are. You're braver than you think you are. You're stronger. You're smarter. You really are, you know? So lean into the fire. Lean into that energy of the dog howling at the moon, okay? Dig deeper, and that's what you'll find. So thank you, beautiful Virgo, for being here. Thank you for being you, and I'll see you next time. Peace. All right, beautiful Libra, you have Strength cards. So this is like taming the beast within, you know, practicing self-control, becoming sober for some of you. It's, or going on a diet, you know, where the ravaging beast within wants to consume something or do something or go after something or react to something. Instead, beautiful Libra is practicing your Venusian sense of dignified composure. You know, also the Strength card is getting better at something, getting stronger at something, finding a new level perhaps of inner fortitude when exercising your talents, gifts, and abilities, and creating. You have Empress, super creative energy, birthing your future, pregnancy for some of you. The Empress is pregnant with possibility. So in some way, shape, or form, you are gestating something into being. And you are getting stronger because of it. You're becoming more centered and grounded because of it. You know, the Empress is going to truly bring something to life eventually. I'm not seeing that manifesting right here. But, you know, it is super creative because you are creating the world that you love. You're creating the world in your image. You're aligning with your highest and most blessed timeline through your intentions and visualization and through love, really, because the Empress is the conduit for love. And love is all you need. That is the seed for true manifestation. Okay. And what's beautiful is you have the Queen of Cups right after it. So that energy of the Empress, of birthing your future, pregnant with possibilities, is very, very mothery. You know, for a lot of you, you truly are pregnant and you are gestating a baby in your belly. But for others of you, whatever it is that you are bringing to life, you know, whatever you are holding in your heart in order to see it manifest someday or someday soon, it is really aligned with what makes your heart sing. It's aligned with who you are in your highest expression of Libra. You know, I really got that here with the Strength card, that dignified, like truly like Venusian energy. And then you have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups holds her cup, like in the traditional Rider-Waite version of the Queen of Cups. She holds her cup in front of her face, like this far from her face, and she just looks at it. And that's because how she feels is more important than anything else in the world, because she knows the secret. If something doesn't feel right, if it doesn't feel aligned with her heart, she needs to go in another direction because it's not good for her. And if something does feel aligned with her heart, she goes in that direction because she knows that that is where her highest and most blessed timeline is. So her heart leads the way, you know, and it really feels like you are going to find a higher expression for your Queen of Cups. Your heart will be lit up. Your emotional guidance system will be supercharged in some way. And also for a lot of you, this could be love. You know, the Empress with the Queen of Cups could definitely be also fertility. So know that. But, you know, it just could be love, like loving the world. And again, that mothery energy, you know, like nurturing, a lot of nurture, nurturing the world into being, nurturing a better world into being. And then the Page of Swords, starting a program of learning, of investigation, you know, being curious about something and discovering something that you didn't know before, you know, open mind, like open mind. You have open heart and then open mind. Information is just waiting to it's like the mind, until the mind, there's none so blind as she or he who will not see. And then once your eyes open and you see something, you can't unsee it. So there's a sense of the blinders being removed from your eyes for a lot of you. And understanding, wisdom, and clarity coming in that you wouldn't have been ready for before. Like the groundwork has been laid for you to receive downloads, insights. The pieces are coming together. I just see like pieces of the puzzle are coming together and you're like, oh my gosh, I did not think about this and that and how they work together. And, of course, this goes there. And, it's like really gaining clarity about how the world works for a lot of you, like a larger macrocosmic view of things, and those pieces of those puzzles coming together, like really understanding what's going on out there. But for a lot of you too, it's like the relationships, the situations in your life, that kind of thing, really gaining clarity. And you get that too a lot from following your emotional guidance system. It's like, I didn't think that person, like I never thought that person would have, like, not have my best interests at heart, because we see the world as we are, not as it is. We don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. So we often think much higher of persons, places, and things than they deserve. And I'm not saying that, that you're facing disappointment. I'm just saying. Also with the Page of Swords, it's a new program of study for a lot of you, a new school program, a new course, a new book you're reading that's going to help you in the co-creative energy here. Like really educating yourself as you are gestating your world into being. It's going to empower your creations. And then you have the Three of Pentacles, and these are your advice cards. The Three of Pentacles, which is very much in tune with the Empress. The Emperor is the three of the major arcana. And so the Three of Pentacles is the Empress. I'm sorry, did I say the Emperor? I meant the Empress. The Three of Pentacles is the Empress of the earth element, which is creating, densified, manifest reality, manifesting, right? So work to create, work to manifest, co-create with spirit. I said that with the Empress, and that's not really a word I would typically use for the Empress, but that's absolutely the word I would use for the Three of Pentacles. The workman on the bench is your wands. It's your fire, your ability to use your body to make things happen. And the architect there with the scrolls, who's measuring things and recording things and making sure things are up to regulation, that is your air element, your swords. Your ability to use your intellect, your focus, and your wisdom in making things happen. And then the priest there, or the monk who is blessing things, is your cups, your heart. Your ability to put emotions behind things and connect to your gods, guides, and guards in order to manifest things that are actually a blessing to the world and are aligned with your highest and most blessed timeline. When you put your wands, swords, and cups together, then you manifest your pentacles. The earth element becomes a thing. And that's how you make things happen. So it wants you to work with mind, body, and spirit. So like if you just are working with mind and spirit, but not really putting in the work, the wands, the body, that's not balanced and you're missing an important element, right? Or if you're just doing the work, using your body, and you're not really focusing on it and envisioning it, right? Then you're missing an important element. So remember that. And also this is just a general message. Create what it is that you want to manifest. Like this is super creative time with the Empress and the Queen of Cups. Like don't miss this opportunity. If there's something that you wanted to start working on and you were like, someday I'll be ready. Well, Spirit wants you to know it's time to create. Okay. And then I can't believe these two cards came out together. The Wheel of Fortune in the World. Like that is super, super impactful, meaningful, empowering energy behind endings and beginnings. The ending of a grand cycle and the beginning of a new one. Like the Wheel of Fortune is like the mini world. The Wheel of Fortune is an end of a chapter, beginning of a new one. The world is the end of a book, beginning of a new one. So even though these are in your advice row, this definitely tells me that for Libra, what is coming in this week is like astrologically saying that, whoa, you've got major changes happening in many parts of your life. The cosmos, divine timing, and all that is aligned behind massive change and transformation in the life of Libra. So don't be gripping onto that wheel. You know, if we're gripping onto the way things are now, and change comes when the wheel starts spinning, you get thrown all around. Stay at the center of the wheel and allow spirit to do what spirit's going to do, because you can't change this. There's no changing that. You know, just let go and let God. Submit to change. Embrace change. Change is good, right? Also, know that when things, if something were to leave your life at this time, that's because the time for it to be in your life is past. You know, you can't step into your future and bring your past with you. Just remember that, Libra. Just remember that one thing. You cannot step into your future and bring your past with you. Okay. And you're going into your future no matter what. And it's a beautiful and bright and blessed future. So, you know, stay at the hub of the wheel. You won't feel things turning nearly as much, and you'll be entertained by the change all around you, you know. And also there's a message here to make changes. You know, make changes in your life. If there's something that you have been waiting to change in your life in some way, move, change jobs, you know, change communities, change situations, whatever it is. This is absolutely an indication that Spirit says, yes, this is the time for change, whatever that change may be to you. Okay. And then you have hummingbird miracles. That's a good one. You are the joy bringer. You bless the world with positivity and love. And that's so true. There's a strong element of love for you, beautiful Libra. Energy soars on your shining wings. Spread the miracle of happiness. So thank you so much for being here, beautiful Libra. Thank you for being you. And I'll see you next time. Peace. All right, beautiful Scorpio. For the week ahead, you have the Ace of Swords. So a new idea, a new inspiration, a new download, new information coming in that inspires you in some way or opens your eyes, your mind, your understanding to something new, a new direction perhaps, because you have Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is going on a path. All the knights are questers, right? So this is a quest for Excalibur, for the sword of truth, the sword of true knowledge, of true wisdom, of clarity, understanding, you know. And also, you know, because you have two swords coming in for you this week, I just want to mention that the sword cuts both ways. You know, the blade has a light side and a dark side, you know, like truth cuts both ways. So I don't know why that's like a message that's coming in. So just remember that, whatever that means for you. Now, the Ace of Swords, though, is like I said, it's a gift from Spirit. All the aces are handed to you from Spirit. So it really does feel like information coming in, or clarity coming in, or the pieces of the puzzles fitting together finally, you know? It's like, oh, I can see this. How did I not see this? Like, I would not have thought that, you know what I mean? So it's like, whew, really, really intense with the Knight of Swords, okay? The Knight of Swords is really unstoppable energy, and it's like data in a computer, you know, all the ones and zeros, that goes fast. It's like the Matrix. when you see the little green numbers and letters and symbols coming down, you know, it's literally you being lit up in the crown chakra, the brow chakra, and even the throat chakra. You know, there's a sense here of saying your words with the Knight of Swords, really opening up your throat chakra and exercising your sovereignty and letting people know how you feel about things where maybe you wouldn't have before too. Now, that's not for all of you. It really does feel like a coming in energy, but for, you know, with the Knight of Swords, this is cutting energy too, you know, and truth, like I said, cuts both ways. So watch your words. Like, this isn't in your advice row. I have your advice cards here, but watch your words this week, because if you say something like, this is too hard, I can't afford it, or, you know, anything negative about something, there's a lot of magic behind your words this week. Right? And so you could convince yourself, you could hypnotize yourself, you could change things not to your benefit by saying anything negative about anything, really. You know, why not keep it positive and high vibe, you know? But there is a focus, though, on information, clarity, your air element, okay? Communication, authenticity, right? And then you have Four of Wands, making a commitment, signing a contract, planting your posts. You know, it's like the wands are always being used and thrown around and carried and that kind of thing. But when you dig 4 holes and you plant them like posts and water them so that they take root, that's a very special energy. That is committing to a person, place, or thing. And that's why it's often called the marriage card. So it does feel like you've been given a proposal, an opportunity, a contract to sign, and you accept it. You decide, I'm going to plant my posts here. I'm going to buy this house. I'm going to accept this job offer. I'm going to move to this city. I'm going to join this community. You know, I'm going to enter this institution, whatever it is. You know, I'm going to marry this person, or I'm going to propose to this person. You know, this is good. Like the Four of Wands is a beautiful energy of reaching a kind of a finish line. This is something that you've worked for. This was an intention of yours. You had passion behind it, fire. And you've reached a point where Spirit is like, yes, you may, or I give you permission in some way. And now it's a blessing for you. You know, you get to make it your home in some way. And it's a blessing, right? It's going to serve you. And then you have the Eight of Pentacles, which is refining your talents, gifts, and abilities, creating something over and over again till you get really good at it, until you have a lot of it. Prolific creation in some way, you know. This is like making one product after another so that you have enough to charge less than your competition. So you're beating out your competition in that way. This is creating one coin after another until your coins are absolutely perfect. And so they stand out in a crowd. You know, with the Ace of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles, this could be like taking up a new hobby, a new activity, a new job, whatever it is. And then really, you know, practicing it or applying yourself to getting really good at it, or applying yourself to making the most of it in some way, applying your body to that energy of information, you know, because the Pentacles is the earth element. So it's very resource, you know, natured, whatever. So it's growing your resources. Ultimately, that's what you're doing. And that's really, really good. Work. And you know what you must do. Like your path is clear, and you know how you know where to go and how to get there, and you're just nose to the grindstone making it happen. Okay. Now you have some advice cards. You have the Chariot, which really requires sheer force of will and determination. The Chariot is, now this is your advice. You know, stay motivated, stay determined. practice endurance, and don't let anything like discourage you right now, because it can feel discouraging with the Chariot card, because really truly the charioteer is sitting in the throne of the emperor, which is carved from rock, so it's very heavy, very difficult to move. It was meant to not be moved. Yeah, and you have to move it forward with these two sphinxes that don't want to go anywhere. Well, they want to go in different directions actually, and you don't have reins. So how do you make that happen? You know what I mean? So you really have to envision the direction you want to go in. You have to practice. For a lot of people, this Shivalingam here, this is the kind of thing where when a sports, somebody who is an athlete is about to compete in a sport, they abstain. They remain abstinent of intimate relations, or they stay sober and all of that, like they truly live kind of an ascetic lifestyle for a little while so that they can shore up their energy in order to use it in a very focused and pointed way. So there is definitely a message of that as well. Using all of your resources and your will to make something happen. So Spirit is telling you to do that for whatever reason. So whatever it is that you're facing, this is required to get the Chariot moving. And then you have Five of Pentacles. This is like feeling left out in the cold, ostracized, left alone, kicked out, disowned, fired, broken up with. Like it doesn't feel good, but it's a very, very temporary energy. And it's so that you can find your new community, your new home, your new love, your new workplace, whatever it is, right? So there's a sense of transition. In the fives, there is a sense of transition. Now, this isn't what is coming in for you. This is your advice card. This is change your how you invest your resources, change your values about your resources. Fives require a change and not a change, like when you're navigating on sea and you use your navigation skills to like change your trajectory just a little bit so that when you reach your destination, changing it just 1 or 2 degrees now is going to change your destination by miles, right? So it's like an adjustment is required, with the five, with all the fives. And here with the Pentacles, this is about resources. So an adjustment is required with your resources. Shore up your resources for a lot of you. Tighten your belt. If it really feels like that for a lot of you. Create more, consume less also, right? And find that your home, that your truth, that your true community, your true love, your true blessings are always within your heart. They're not outside. You could be really disappointed with a community. This is a church they're walking by and they're poor, and churches are supposed to care about the poor. You know what I mean? So it's like, that community isn't what I thought it was, isn't what it is supposed to be, and there's like a message like that there. And it's like, yeah, you may have been disillusioned by something in the past, even in the recent past, but understand that that's because you're not supposed to look to others for warmth or to others for comfort or for food or for any of that. Ultimately, this has to come from within. So it's really a part of like, refining your soul, actually, And then you have the King of Swords. Sorry, beautiful Scorpio. The King of Swords is a prolific content creator. So that's message number 1. Start creating your content, like really lean into that creation of content. Also, the King of Swords is the ultimate authority in the tarot, other than the Emperor, So step up into an authority role in your life. You are the master of this life. You are the master of your mind. And there's also the idea of a mastermind here, because all the kings are masters and the swords is the mind, And remember what I said earlier, watch your words. Watch your words. Your words are very, very potent and powerful right now. Yes, they are with the King of Swords. Your words are very potent and powerful. I would practice positive affirmations, mala mantra, whatever it is that you can use your words to create the life that you want. You're very, very empowered right now with your communication and with your mind. You can see clearly. Trust what you see right now. You can see above. You have much higher perspective than you did or than others do. So with this higher perspective, trust what you are seeing, trust what you are hearing, trust your inclinations. And again, remain the authority, the sovereign of Scorpio. You are the sovereign, It feels like, this is an opportunity for you to release, like giving other people your power in some way, even more step into your own empowered truth, And then you have Heron, patience. All right. Create a place in nature's stillness and be renewed. Take time alone to find balance. Step confidently toward your purpose. Patience will bring you rewards. So I would say that this is also a message that good things are coming to you. Keep looking for good things, whatever it is that you're working for, whatever it is that you are intending right now with the swords, using your air mind on. This is going to unfold for you and develop for you over time, but it's a process, So just know that, beautiful Scorpio. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being you, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Wow, beautiful Sag, you have the star, which is healing, shining your light, being guided, and being a guide. The star is a lot of beautiful things, and really it's just your connection to the cosmos and to your higher self and to your highest and most blessed timeline manifest. It's the light in the sky that you look to and make a wish on, and it's what you become when you are your most refined. It's so beautiful. And you have the Sun card too, which is our star, our most local star. And the Sun card brings you open hearts, open arms, open eyes, open mind, this is a feeling of being like a child, like really optimistic and juiced for the future. Like anything can happen, infinite possibilities, and free, so free and lighthearted. Like the child on the Sun card in the Rider-Waite version is naked under the sun on a pony being carried. He's got his arms like this. He doesn't have his arms on the rein. He doesn't care where it goes. It doesn't matter, because he's being carried to his highest and most blessed timeline. When he puts his hands on the reins, then he loses control, right? So you are like, you are experiencing happiness and bliss and peace and ease and freedom and optimism on a whole new level, because, beautiful Sagittarius, because of the star energy, like receiving that guidance, opening your heart and your mind, your eyes to that guidance. I really keep getting the energy of open, right? And also because of healing, like emotional healing, spiritual healing. The time has finally come for karmic healing, karmic correction, whatever it is, that brings you into the light. The sun is also enlightenment, right? And clarity and shining a light on the situation. And because of that, because a light has been shined on your life, a bright light has been shined on your life, you can see clearly how wonderful it is. And Buddha said this, when you see how perfect everything is, you will tilt your head back and laugh at the sky. And that's the energy here. So really great energy. Okay, I'm just going to say this is like good vibes for sure. Super high frequency. Really high. And then you have the Four of Pentacles. This is like securing your resources, securing your finances, saving, like it could be taking your money out of like ventures, out of like stocks that are risky and putting them into less risky, more conservative. That's one way of looking at this, or building fences around your home or around your resources, boundaries that keeps them safe and secure. This is definitely securing something physical, a person, place, or thing, because it's Pentacles, the earth element, and it's good. It just grounds your resources so that they can grow in a more responsible way, or in a way that prevents loss at this time. You're planting your seeds and watering them in a new way with the 4, and it's just very grounded, right? So while if that is like moving your investments into more secure modalities or whatever, it's definitely still going to benefit you and bless you. And now this is not your advice card. This is just what is coming in for you. Also, this could be like being given money, being given resources that helps to make your life more secure. There's security here. This is like closing the purse, or being gifted a purse that's going to help you to, attain what you have, what you're holding in your mind, what your intentions are, or to make your life more secure moving forward. And then you have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is being a teacher. It's showing other people the way. It's teaching other people how to connect with spirit, teaching people where to find spirit, and that's always within, So it could be like facilitating a meditation group, leading a prayer group, writing a book, putting out content that shows people that they are connected to spirit, connected to their gods, guides, and guides. But it's also like just teaching on the most mundane level as well. It's being a guide, It's like being an authority over information and showing people the way. You will be a way shower. And, I feel like the star and the sun, that healing and lighthearted and enlightening energy is what's bringing these 2 blessings into your life. It's bringing more stable and secure resources and the opportunity to teach other people or to guide other people in some way. It's very good. Then your advice cards, you have Ace of Swords. So this is the beginning of, this is saying to begin a new modality of communication, or lean into a new modality of communication, or start communicating in some way, or investigating. This is all about information, creating it and consuming it, like creating content, but it's also getting an idea, So in your advice row, this is like open your mind and start something that has to do with communication, receiving information, starting a school program, some type of reading a book, some type of coursework, anything that's going to feed your mind. And, and like I said, this could be anything, but I think it's creating too, most certainly. Like the Ace of Swords is a gift from God saying, here is some information, here's a message, here's a download, right? You do with it as you will, but also share this information, share some information, be that teacher, right? And paired with the 8 of Pentacles, this is creating, being creative, refining your talents, gifts, and abilities, building your skills, doing something over and over again, being a prolific content creator. I really feel this. And if you are starting a study program, or, if you're going to a new school, because this is a new beginning, then work hard at it. Really dedicate yourself and put the time in, nose to the grindstone. This is go time, but it's work time. You know what you need to do. Just do it right now. You can do whatever else you want later, but you know what to do right now. And then you have the Page of Cups, follow your heart. If your heart's not in it, then just don't. Just don't. Because the Page of Cups knows the way. The Page of Cups is embodying your highest and most blessed timeline. And the Page of Cups knows what you want most, what makes your heart sing. and it won't let you forget, So if you're going in a direction and it starts feeling a little not right, the Page of Cups is here to tell you, hey, you need to go in another direction. Well, in your advice row, follow that advice. Don't silence your emotional guidance system right now. Okay. And then you have Owl Magic. Owl Magic. So you are very magical and wise. All right. Choose to know the truth because you can. All right. And the Ace of Swords is truth as well. Right. So embrace the truth. Don't close your eyes. There's none so blind as he or she who will not see. So don't close your eyes to the truth when it's presented to you. Open your inner vision. Trust your heart. You can see through deception. Let the past go and make room for a better life. Rise up. Magic and wisdom are your birthright. And I just love that it's the owl, because you have the Ace of Swords and you have the Hierophant. Like, there is wisdom here, and I think that's the theme for this week for you. Beautiful Sag. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being you. And I'll see you next time. Peace. All right, beautiful Capricorn. For a lot of you, this is a love reading. This is just a love reading. There's no two ways about that. But this is also alignment with your higher self, with your highest and most blessed timeline, and with the life that you love. Okay. So you have Two of Cups, which is that alignment, right? Doesn't have to be with another person, but for a lot of you it is, because it is with the Ace of Cups, the beginning of a new love, whether it's with another person or a love relationship with yourself, a new understanding of who Capricorn is, a new understanding of what Capricorn loves, loving the world on another level as well, and closer to spirit in some way too, But the Ace of Cups is a gift from spirit, handing you your grail. So recognizing what it is that you really love. And that could have changed, because Capricorn, we've all gone through a lot of change recently, and you are definitely no exception. So, it's like, now that I am this Capricorn, I recognize that this thing here feeds my soul, and that is my new grail, right? And I say new because Ace of Cups is definitely new. So alignment, and if this is about a relationship, this is like a real love relationship that is extremely empowering and transformative. You have the Chariot here, which is like an ascension, a graduation, a leveling up. Okay, so whatever it is that you are gifted here, whatever your new grail is, whatever your new path is, and this alignment with your heart, it is definitely a new challenge for you. Because the Chariot is a massive challenge. It requires sheer force of will and determination sometimes, real focus and absolute commitment and dedication sometimes, right? You can't play around with the Chariot. You'll never get the Chariot moving unless you're really dedicated, right? But it feels like, with the Chariot coming in for you this week, you get the ball rolling in some area of your life that you've been working for some time. Now, yes, you're definitely going to have to be focused and self-disciplined in a big way, but that's very temporary. Once you get the ball rolling, once the tires are rolling on your Chariot, it's momentum, and it's hard to stop. It's really, really hard to start. And then once you get it going, it's really, really hard to stop. So that's great. All right. It really feels like you've cleared a block. You've pushed through something that was extremely limiting, feels like to me. And the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is on a quest for his holy grail, right? So going after what you love, going after what makes your heart sing. And I that's why I see this as a relationship reading. Look at all that Cups energy. All of that is love, heartfulness, open-heartedness too, and healing. You know, heart chakra energy is healing energy. So it feels like because you're healed, you can now contain this level of love, or this level of love brings healing, karmic healing, and soul deep transformation too. So, I mean, you got a lot of good stuff here. Beautiful Capricorn. Then these are your advice cards. You have King of Wands, which is very passionate. Go after what you want with gusto and don't let anything stop you. Okay, this is go time, and literally pursue it with all you have. You know, the King of Wands is very, very passionate. So if this is love, it's a passionate love, like, you know, time alone is required level. You know what I'm saying? Because you also have the Seven of Wands. And so, you know, Wands is like real fire. And the Seven of Wands is a reflection of your Chariot. The Chariot is the seven of the major arcana. So the Seven of Wands is the Chariot of your fire element. So this is saying, be very self-disciplined, very focused with how you use your body, how you exercise your passion, how you move. You know, there is a need to be skillful in how you, like, this could be like really combat or a contest or a sport event where you're like, you have to perform. This is like a performance that requires real practice, real self-discipline, and channeling your like sheer force of will, right? So don't drop the ball. You know, you have the Chariot, you have the ball is rolling. Keep it rolling. Like, don't focus on anything else, and don't give your time and energy to extraneous things this week. You know, things could come up, you know, friends could come over. Hey, let's go party, that kind of thing. No, not this week. You can't take your eyes off the prize. Okay. With the Seven of Wands. And then the Ace of Cups again. So what that tells me is to tell you, this is love. No, this is love. You know what I mean? This, whatever this is, this doesn't have to be another person. This could be a job proposal, or a new community, or a new situation, a new institution, a new idea. You know, this is aligned with who you are now. This is aligned with your highest and most blessed timeline. This is a gift from Spirit. You know, the aces are always gifts. So, you know, receive this. Hold your hand out and accept it. Don't be afraid to accept it. You know, if you're feeling unworthy, or you're a little shy about it, or that kind of thing, don't be. You know, you have to reach your hand out and take it. Like, that's very important this week for whatever reason. Accept the gift. Okay. That's so beautiful. And then you have Lion, higher calling. So you have within you all the courage you need. Let go of the past and reclaim your majesty. You will find success and contentment with those by your side. I saw this and I thought, majesty. Make noble choices for your life and your tribe. All right. So I love this for you, beautiful Capricorn. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being you. And I'll see you next time. Peace. All right, Aquarius, you have suspended, which is like hanged man. So at some point this week, you're going to feel like you can't move, you know, like in an uncomfortable position often, because the hangman is upside down, seeing things from a different perspective, upside down, unable to take action, like in a gestation period, hanging from a cocoon type of energy, you know, because the hanged man is waiting for enlightenment. And this can be uncomfortable. It can be uncomfortable because you want to move forward sometimes, you know, so you can't always do that. Like when you are gestating, and that's the perfect analogy of the hanged man energy, is you cannot have your baby yet. Whatever it is that you're manifesting, working for, wanting, intending, you cannot have that yet, right? That is for the future. Right now, you are doing something else. in the chrysalis, which is what the Hanged Man is, a caterpillar liquefies in the chrysalis, and all those cells become what's called imaginal cells, which decide what that caterpillar is going to look like when it's born as a butterfly, So you're in the stage of imagining what you're going to look like when you come out of this, what your life is going to be, what you are creating or manifesting. So it's a very important time of co-creation. It's just not outward. It's very inward, okay? Then you have the Three of Cups. This is so funny. All right, because I always see this as Father Odin hanging on Yggdrasil, the world tree. This is the Allfather. And he's waiting for his ability to understand the runes, to learn the magic of the runes, so that he can change destiny, because the runes carved in Yggdrasil create your destiny. Well, guess who carves the runes into Yggdrasil, the world tree? The Norns of Fate. The Fates. And that's what the Three of Cups is. In the traditional Rider-Waite version of Three of Cups, it's three goddesses or three muses holding their cups up to the sky, dancing around. Those are the muses, the Fates, the Norns. And so it talks about divine timing and destiny, right? Changing your destiny, the ability to change, Allfather, your destiny, the Norns. So that's wild. So this period of waiting, and look at that, you have a clock on here. This period of waiting is a very temporary energy that once you reach a certain point, bam, magician. And look, you have the clock there too. All right, I love this. This is wild. Once you reach that point and the time, it's like I hear you putting something in the microwave and pressing a certain amount of time, and then it beeps. This is when the beeper goes off, and here you are, a powerful, empowered magician with the ability to change your destiny. This is a big week for you, Aquarius, of self-discovery and self-transformation, changing your destiny. And the magician also the magician waves her or his magic wand and channels their divine spark from the universe up in the cosmos and points out down to the ground and watches it manifest all around. So you are manifesting something this week too. You're bringing something to life after going through a period of waiting and self-refinement and enlightenment in many cases, empowerment to be sure. After discomfort, you bring something to life. And then you have the Six of Cups, something that perhaps you wanted when you were a child and forgot about it maybe too, because the Six of Cups is remembering who you are, remembering your inner child, what you wanted to do when you were a child. Could be what you came in to manifest, and then it was taught out of you or beaten out of you or ridiculed out of you until you remember. You have to remember yourself, you know what I mean? So there is this energy of remembrance, soul retrieval, it's for a lot of you. And I'm saying that's really deep because you have the Hanged Man that is so deep, that is soul deep, And then for others of you, this could be someone coming back from your past or something, being reminded of something from your past that comes back to life somehow, or that you're able to reconstitute with the Magician card. In any case, this brings you to a crossroads that has to do with your emotions, with love, because the Sixes is a crossroads, and it's also a blessing. And the Cups is your heart chakra and love and healing too, So something from your childhood could be healed. You could step into a role or put on a hat of some type of identity that you long forgot or, didn't think that you could achieve. The Six of Cups also could be like another person coming in and filling a void in your life in some way. And I'm not talking romantically, although it can be romantically. You know, this could be the beginning of community for you as well. Okay. And then your advice card, you have Queen of Wands. Be bold, be brave. Say your words. Trust that you are brave enough. You are strong enough. You have what it takes. You know, the Queen of Wands is super magical, and you have the Magician. She is a witch, a shamaness, and a bruja, right? So lean into that energy, know, and be confident. Like the Queen of Wands, she knows that she is charismatic, that she is attractive. And you don't have to be physically attractive to be attractive. This is like law of attraction attractive. So when you put something out, when you think something, you embrace an intention, whatever, that will come to you. There's magnetism here, you know. And so lean into that. Let other people see you. Shine bright like the sun, you know. Don't let anybody put you in the corner or put you in your place. Like, no, 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 no. And I want to say not this week, not ever. Okay. And then you have Four of Cups. Receive the gift of that grail. You know, you have manifested one cup after another, one intention after another. And it feels like, gosh, this isn't working out. So it's kind of jaded energy. Gone to one job after another and they haven't worked out, or been in one relationship or on one date after another and they haven't worked out, you know, or trusted one person after another, or tried one side hustle after another. Well, don't stop. Don't give up. Spirit is handing you another cup, and this one is going to be very, very beneficial, very, very fruitful. It's going to have something powerful to offer you. Spirit wants you to accept that cup. All right. So yeah, the past does not equal the present. Okay. And then the Nine of Pentacles. This is like entrepreneurial energy, starting your own business. And it's also self-sufficiency. It's growing a garden that's going to feed you instead of buying groceries. You know, the Nine is self-sufficient energy, and the Pentacles is the earth element. So, you know, be resourceful. Don't lean on others. Don't give to others right now. And I'm not saying like hard and fast, don't give to anyone else, but like that's the energy of the Nine of Pentacles and I'm not saying you necessarily not give to others, right? More so, do not reach out to others for resources. Keep your resources your own. Like I said, growing a garden instead of buying groceries, being an entrepreneur instead of working for someone else, right? And you can have a job, but this is an indication to start a side hustle that could potentially make you self-sufficient in the future. You know, this is hermit energy. And the hermit stands at the top of the mountain alone, because not everybody makes it to the top of a mountain. And this is like hermit energy of the earth element. So mature, resourceful, wise, standing alone, you know, all that. It's really a blessing though, even though this is in your advice area, this feels like you have blessings coming in the area of your resources. And obviously you have blessings coming in the area of your love. You have Six of Cups and Three of Cups and Four of Cups. You know, this is heart fullness, heart fulfillment, but also the need for heart healing, you know, heart correction too. And I'm sure that Hanged Man energy has a lot to do with it, but you're going to grow so much by being that Queen of Wands, by being and that Magician, by stepping into your power and not letting anybody shrink you or make you feel small. All right. Thank you so much for being here, beautiful Aquarius. Thank you for being you, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Okay, Pisces, we have coming in for you this week the Hermit card, which is like wisdom, guiding, a guiding light, standing alone at the top of a mountain, achievement, maturity, all that stuff, right? And the Nine of Wands, which is like very similar to the Hermit energy, because the Hermit is the nine of the major arcana. The Nine of Wands is the Hermit energy of fire, right? So it's like mature with your fire, empowered with your fire, wise with your fire, a teacher, standing alone because other people haven't achieved what you've achieved. This is wounded warrior energy. You know, you've battled your way to a certain point, and you could be road weary, you could be beaten up in some way, you know, not literally beaten up this week, but just feeling like, I've been working this for a long time. I've been doing double shifts. I've been like, wands is work, you know, it's burning the candle at both ends. It's digging deep to see what else you have. It's practicing until your knuckles are bare and your toes are bleeding, you know, if you're a fighter or a ballerina. So it's like the Nine of Wands is like push, 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 because you're so close to the end. You know, don't drop the ball. Don't give up, you know. But there is like a real testing of your energy this week, you know. But with the Hermit, you are ready for it. Like, this is seriously a level of maturity and accomplishment that most people can't achieve, you know. And people will look to you for an example. You will, as the Hermit, you leave footprints in the snow up the mountain that people can follow. You are the way shower. You shine your light at the top of the mountain for people to find. You know, you're teaching other people in some way. And then you have Justice, which is like literally getting justice, a ruling in your favor. And you have the Emperor. So actually a ruling in your favor by an authority figure, you know. And for others, you know, the Justice is karma coming in, and it feels like good karma. But for some of you, that extra work with the Nine of Wands could be part of your karma. You know, maybe you weren't working too much earlier on, and now the work catches up with you. You know, Justice will not, those scales of justice will not go off balance. Justice knows how much you have owed, you know, and so hopefully it's good for you. It feels really super good for you, but it also feels like really intense with the Nine of Wands. Like, you can't, this is no time to, this is not for the faint of heart, I want to say. You know, you've reached a level of maturity, beautiful Pisces, and that's going to be leaned upon. Spirit is going to say, oh, what are you saying? You can't handle this, Pisces. You're at the top of a mountain. Don't tell me that you can't do this other thing, like that. You know, it's kind of like tough love from Spirit, but it could bring you a lot of good things with the Justice card. Okay. The Emperor is a card of strategy. You can see he's actually holding a chess piece here. You know, it's like being more strategic than other people. And it's also like getting control of your life, tightening your belt, creating a meal plan. It's creating a time management system or a schedule, you know, a budget, and sticking to it and putting other people on it. You know, it's like creating systems that is going to make your life easier, more effective, protected, because the Emperor wants to protect and secure and to keep things grounded, rooted, stable, lasting, you know. So, you know, this could literally be building a fence of some sort that is going to create a protective barrier for you. And also like bossing up, being the boss, taking control, being the sovereign of your life, the ultimate sovereign, the Emperor, not letting other people tell you what to do. I wanted to say anymore. You know, you can tell me what to do anymore. So the Emperor is a very intense energy for you this week. I can tell you that, beautiful Pisces, because in your advice row, you start with the Emperor. So you have the Emperor twice. So there is a real focus of sovereignty, like stepping into your sovereignty. So you will be doing that, and you're being told that that is the right thing to do. Lean into that. This is the time for that. That could be tested in some way, and you're going to not have any of it. And Spirit says, yes, have none of that. You know, we're not playing games right now. And then you have the Strength card, which is self-control, self-discipline. You know, it's silencing the ravaging beast within you that wants to eat more, or, you know, has like passions and lusts and vices and that kind of thing. But it's like none of that. You know, with the Emperor and the Strength card, this is saying get sober. This is a great time to cut out vices, like go on a diet if you want to lose weight. Do what you need to do. You have the discipline this week to do that. This is a great time to start, and it's really going to, this is what this spirit divine timing says. This is the time to really, really lean into that energy. You have the opportunity to make lasting change in your life. And also you have Four of Pentacles. So, okay, the Emperor is the 4 of the major arcana, right? And then you have the Four of Pentacles. So you have 4 fours. 4 fours, I'm sorry, 3 fours. 3 fours means protection. You are protected. And there's a emphasis on shielding and protection this week as well. So with the Four of Pentacles, you want to protect your resources. You want to protect your finances, you know, like, and I am not a financial advisor, so take what I say with a grain of salt. This is for entertainment purposes only, but an example of Four of Pentacles, Emperor, and Strength being in your advice row would be taking your resources, your money, your wealth out of risky investments and putting them into safe investments, more secure investments, more conservative investments. That's just one way of looking at it. But really, tighten your purse, spend less, consume less. You know, really, I mean, with the Emperor and the Strength, that's what I see. Consume less. And I'm not just talking about food. You know, I'm talking about whatever it is that challenges this energy, you know, of being really strong, really focused, really empowered, you know, with whatever it is that you're trying to make happen. You know, Wands is happening. Maybe not this week so much, you know. Focus on your intentions and all that other stuff that doesn't add to it, you know, and weakens you in any way or compromises you in any way or is risky. Not this week. And I mean, really, that's what I see. I just see the need here in your advice to be the sovereign of your life. Even this Four of Pentacles is wearing a crown. Right? And you have Emperor twice. Okay. So you are the boss of yourself in this energy, and other people shouldn't have anything to say about how you manage your resources, your mind, your life. Okay. And then you have Elk, nobility. Celebrate your accomplishments with humility. I love that. This is a real accomplished energy, okay? You are crowned with success. I talked about the crown. That's crazy. Powerful forces guide you. Your ability to conquer challenges is limitless. I love it. So beautiful Pisces, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being you. And I'll see you next time. Peace.